Welcome, bienvenidos. This is Roxana from Metamorphosis Rocks, and today it had to be something like this. Now, you all are going to see this really late today. It is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm sitting in my house watching this craziness go on, not believing my eyes, because I want to know when is YouTube finally going to take their YouTubers that decide to create criminal indictments on other YouTubers without evidence, or if they have evidence, destroying any chance of the police ever actually catching the person doing anything. And instead of sending it to the correct authorities, just posting it on a video on YouTube and trying to destroy somebody else's career. Now, for the interest of self-disclosure, I'm going to mention the two people involved, not by name. One of them I am going to mention by name because obviously the video is titled Jackie Aina, what the hell. Jackie Aina is a beauty YouTuber. I believe she has like 3 million subscribers. I'm not sure. I don't pay attention to this. I don't watch Jackie. I have a lot of YouTubers that I watch regularly. Some of them are in the beauty community. Most of the beauty community people that I watch are my age. And I just don't have anything in common, if that makes sense. So obviously I'm not going to watch her. I have watched a couple of them because she had something to say that while she was getting ready with me that were funny, and I went ahead and watched them. But I'm not a fan. Now, as far as the drama channel that she mentions on her video, which I'm not going to mention by name, but who I fully support in this particular aspect. Actually, you know what? I am going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, that particular drama channel I do watch, and I am subscribed, and I don't agree with everything she says. I just don't. There have been quite a few times where I've posted comments on her videos telling her that I disagree completely with her. Because I think that what she's saying about a person or how she's saying it is not entirely correct. However, I did see the video in question and I didn't necessarily disagree with what she had to say. And this is my first word of advice for Jackie Aina. If somebody makes a video where they're saying something and you understand that they are answering a completely different video, that what she's reacting to is not what you said, maybe there is a problem of communication. And instead of copyright striking people, you should ask them what did they understand. Because if she understood it wrong, there's a big chance other people understood it wrong. But I'm getting ahead of myself. And just keep in mind that I have notes. And I also have a Twitter rant that I went on earlier on for clarification. So there is a big chance that you're going to see me reading. Because I want to make sure that I don't miss any of the points that I made. Now, the first thing that I noticed on this famous Jackie Aina video that she posted tonight was the fact that within the first 3 minutes of this video, she said, for those of you who haven't been in YouTube long, drama channels is a new phenomenon. No, it isn't. And when you start a video with a skewing of the facts, I'm going to have a problem with everything you say, because if you're already trying to muddy the waters or make something go in your favor, you risk the chance of people believing everything you say. And the only proof that I can give you that drama channels are not a new thing, all I have to say is Keemstar. How long has Keemstar been on? And he didn't start doing gaming videos or anything like that. He's been doing drama for years. Martin Lewis has been doing drama for years. There's a lot. Now, if you would have said beauty drama channels are a new thing, I still don't necessarily agree with you because I've been watching them for over a year. They've been more than a year. But actually, they've been on for 2 years. But that's irrelevant because the reality is that we all know that drama channels serve a purpose. And as much as influencers want to deny it, they need the drama channels to keep being relevant. Because it never fails. A drama channel makes a video about you and you get 3 or 4 new subscribers. And of course, in the case of people that have 3 million, you get 300, 400, 3 million. I mean, let's be honest. It is a mutually beneficial relationship. Drama channels talk about certain influencers because they get more views. And influencers like drama channels to talk about them because they get more views. So moving on. The first thing was that. The second thing was that she said, oh, because this girl kept tagging me and kept tagging me. This is not a new thing. Maybe Jackie doesn't, since she said that she's not as, it's not as common for her to be in drama channels videos. Maybe she has never experienced this. I doubt that. But here's the thing. Whenever a creator makes a video about a company, a product, or a person, they always tag the company, the product, and the person, because they obviously want the fans of that program, product, company, or person to come and watch what they have to say and agree or disagree. That's the name of the game. The same way that when you make a video, you tag whatever company you are using products from, the same way people that create videos are going to tag you if they're talking about you. It's the nature of the beast, and you know it. Now, if you want your viewers not to think that that's how it works, that's fine. But please don't mislead your audience. That is exactly how it works. Then, you start talking about how you saw the video, you didn't have a problem with the video. Why did you copyright strike her? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Then you go ahead and mention that you start seeing the attacks between her fans and your fans and whatnot. Now, I have heard you and pretty much every other influencer say, please don't go and give hate to the person that I'm talking about or whatever. And then when it does happen, because we all know that there are some people that are fanatical in their devotion and they're going to attack anybody that comes against you, then you go ahead and say, well, you cannot make me responsible for what my fans do. And by the way, just before I start talking, I'm a fan of a lot of people. But if I decide to come and comment on somebody's video, I am definitely my own person. Nobody sent me anywhere. And I don't care if you say go or no go. If I think you're doing something wrong, I am going to come and leave a comment and let you know exactly how I feel. Of course, you disabled your comments, but that's another story for another day. So then you start saying that the reason why you decided to copyright strike her was because of the attacks between one side and the other and because you were tired of it. First of all, that's the wrong reason to copyright strike somebody. Second of all, it seems like a little bit of sour grapes when you copyright strike somebody, you get that copyright denied, and then you go ahead and attack that person, and then you wait an entire year for that. But we're going to get into the timing reason later on in this video. But that is not the reason to copyright strike somebody. If you are not responsible for what your fans do, why are you punishing that drama channel for what is going on in her page? Not on your page, on her page. The next thing that I noticed was that you said something to the effect that 2 weeks later your email was hacked, and then subsequently you went to New York and found out that your bank account information had been compromised. I used to work customer service for 4 years, and I'm going to give a little lesson on how that works right now. Now, I don't know because you didn't disclose if it was a debit card or a credit card. They don't work the same, but they work similarly. So basically, the way it works is anybody who has any access to your information can go ahead and either go through online or go through the phone, change the information however they want to change it, and use your information. Or you can go to a gas station and somebody can take a picture of your credit card or your debit card and use it and create a dupe and use it, which is usually the way this works. So exactly how is that the drama channel's fault? I don't know. The other way that this can happen, and I don't know if you know this, but since I've been a victim of this, I know what I'm talking about. Any person, and lucky for me, I'm a victim on quotes because the person that did this was my dad. My dad saw a website where they said, I can give you all the information you want on me. And he went ahead and bought it, paid $10, I think it was, And he got a complete report which included all my previous addresses, my social security number, all my credit reports, all my information. Now, I don't know if that's still legal or not, but people who know how to hack computers can do that. And just because she has your information from a copyright strike doesn't mean that she's going to sit there and do this to you. It could have been a coincidence. It also could have been that last year we had tons and tons and tons of hacking incidents with banking information. Whether it was credit or debit is irrelevant. A lot of information got stolen. So for you to sit there and accuse somebody of a crime, of actually stealing your information and using it to do a $1,500 purchase, is kind of, at best, it's horrible for you to say that. At worst, you are slandering somebody. So I don't know why you would say something like that, but you did. And then you went ahead and said that you had talked to somebody that used to be an FBI agent, and that person told you that it was almost impossible to prosecute somebody for that. No, that's not true. Okay? If somebody commits a crime, the first person you talk to, perfect. You went to the bank. The next step is to go to the police in your area, who then are going to do one of two things. They're going to tell you that you have to contact whatever country that person's from because you have your evidence, or they're going to tell you that they're going to do it for you. Depending on where you are and depending on who the cop is, that's what's going to happen, okay? The reason why I tell you that is because if there's two different ways that this can go. It can go as a fraud, and if you're, for example, have a credit card, most credit card companies will not make you pay for any fraudulent charges. If it's considered that it's something that you knew the person or something like that, it's not considered fraud. You have to basically, I forgot the word that I'm looking for, but it has to do with, oh my God, I know it's going to come to me eventually. But anyway, it's a different area where you basically, the first thing the bank is going to tell you is you have to press charges. Now, if you don't know who did this, you definitely don't have to press charges because you have no clue. All you have to do is report it so that the police has a report number, and that number you give to the bank so that the bank can continue the process. But you are not. If you have evidence, then you go through the proper steps. Now, as far as, wait, before I say the timing thing. Oh yeah, another thing about the FBI agent. If you did talk to an FBI agent, I'm sure the person told you that it's not that it's impossible, it's just that it's going to be a little bit more expensive. Because since the drama channel that you're talking about is not in the US, then you would have to hire, if it's civil charges, you would have to hire a lawyer on the other side to go ahead and take care of the case for you. But that's if you have evidence. If you don't have evidence and you cannot prove that this person did this, then of course it's going to be a difficult case to deal with because you don't have evidence. You need evidence. You either need the bank to provide you with the information, be it from fraud or disputes. That's the word I was looking for. It's either a dispute or a fraud. A fraud, you don't know the person. Disputes, you usually know the person or the business that did this to you. Whether it's a fraud or a dispute, the bank can provide you the information for you to go ahead and have a civil suit because this person just broke the law. You need your evidence. Your lawyer needs the evidence, so your lawyer can get the evidence. However, most people don't do it when it's overseas because they don't want to spend the money. Because it is, at the end of the day, you really don't care about the money. It's the principle of the thing, and you don't want to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a case for the principle of the thing. And that's understandable. Don't take me wrong. I would probably not do it if I didn't have the money. But if I want to scare the person, I would definitely contact a lawyer and see what happens. But that's just me. Now, as far as timing, as soon as I started posting the comments that I'm going to read below, a little further down the road, I started seeing a lot of comments and people asking me, oh, she must be about to drop a product or whatever. Because again, drama channels and influencers have a mutually beneficial relationship. And a lot of influencers tend to create a scandal right before they're going to launch a product so that they have all this free publicity, basically, because all the drama channels are going to talk about them. That's the nature of the beast. Now, I, however, saw it in a very different way, because I do recall you stating on a recent Twitter message that you were working on a project, and if it worked out, you were going to leave YouTube. And I'm wondering if you're knowingly creating this whole scandal just so you have a perfect excuse to get out of YouTube. I don't know which one is true. It doesn't matter. Why did you wait a year? Why didn't you go to the police? Why didn't you do the normal thing, which would be leave the authorities with the information? Because at the end of the day, if you have evidence, or if you have a case, or if you have a situation that requires legals of any kind to get involved, you can't give out information, because the problem with that is that if you give legal information out, it's a little harder for the police to get the person, because a lot of people know a lot of information that they shouldn't know right now. You have 3 million subscribers. Your first step should have been the police. Now, if it was handled already, like you said, then that means that you're talking about the copyright strike and it didn't work out in your favor. And so your solution was to go ahead and slander somebody? I hope I'm wrong. Anyway, when you watch a YouTuber, and this advice is for everybody other than Jackie, when you watch YouTubers on YouTube, which I do all the time, there are two ways to go about this. You can either be a fan or you can be a fanatic. A fan is a person that understands that the person on the other side of the camera is another human being, and therefore they can make mistakes or they can do good things. When they do good things, we congratulate them. When they do bad things, we scold them for it, because they need to hear the truth. It's better than somebody that loves you tells you the truth than somebody that doesn't care. That's my opinion. Now, a fanatic, on the other hand, will believe everything you say without questioning it. For example, when you said that you had a little bit of influence, so you went ahead and copyright strike her, and 2 minutes later you say, well, I'm not Lisa Koshy or Logan Paul. I don't have influence on YouTube. That's a discrepancy on your statements. But your fanatics don't see that. Your fanatics are defending the fact that you just committed slander because, well, that drama channel came for her with all this. She made videos about you, and she tagged you on all the videos. All the drama channels do that. So that's not coming for you so much as making videos about you. And again, contradiction. You said it didn't bother you, but it bothered you enough to copyright strike her. It's a second contradiction. But, you know, the problem is that when people are fanatics, they don't look at the contradictions. They just look at, well, she said this, and you're wrong, and that's it. That's not how it works. A person that truly loves those YouTubers that you admire so much will call them out on their flakiness and all their mistakes and tell them, look, I understand if you're mad that she made a video, then say that. But don't slander somebody and accuse somebody of a crime just because your copyright strike did not go your way or because you feel that that person is attacking you. If you really feel that person is attacking you, why didn't you just go ahead and leave her a comment and say, you know what, we need to talk because I want this to stop. Until recently, you could have private messaged her on YouTube because you are not blocked on YouTube. You said you were blocked on Twitter, but you didn't think of that either. I mean, there's so many ways you could have gotten in contact with this person. It's unbelievable that you didn't try any of them. The second thing I'm going to say is, if you have a situation, and this is not for this is for Jackie or anybody else, where they feel like they've been hacked, or that your email information has been compromised, or your address, or whatever, you do have to go to the police. I don't care what you think about the police departments or anything else, but these kind of crimes have to be reported. Most banks now are asking you for police report before they so much as reverse the charges, even if it's a credit card, because they need evidence. They have big departments that handle this kind of thing, but if you can start the process, it's a lot easier. It's just as simple as that. Now, I could go on and on about all the things that I saw as mistakes on this particular video. I can tell you that, let me see what I wrote. Let me see what I wrote and make sure that I didn't miss anything. No, I did mention, in summary, that drama channels are not a new thing. That when things don't go your way, your response is to do something like this. And I'm not talking about Jackie in particular. I'm talking about everybody. It's the response. Oh, yes. This I forgot to mention. You made a comment about the fact that the video that this drama channel talked about was in terms of not morphe codes, but product codes and ads and sponsors. It is not the responsibility of your subscriber to find out if this is an ad or a sponsor video, or if the code is going to provide you with some sort of monetary allotment. It is your responsibility by law to put all kinds of disclaimers on all your social media explaining when you are doing an ad for somebody, when you have a sponsored link, etc. So that whole thing about, well, you know, it is your responsibility to be sure that, no. It is your responsibility, Jackie Aina. You're the one who has to do it. And if you've been lumped with a bunch of people that don't do it, then you know what? You do a video, which I believe you did, and you go ahead and say, I have never done this. Or maybe you can say, well, you know what? When I didn't know what the law was, I might have had one or two that escaped me. But as soon as I found out what the law was, I started doing this, this, and this. And you educated your public on what it was. So why are you saying that it's their responsibility? It's not their responsibility. We have no way of knowing if you're talking about a product, and if you're reviewing a product right now, if it's a review that you're getting paid for or not. So no, it's not my job. It's your job. Let me see what else I wrote. Oh yeah, I'm also going to leave a link below of an article that came out last year because of the amount of hacking incidents involving, I think it was Russian hackers that were taking information. And while I'm at it, I'm going to say something about hacking. On the 4 years that I did customer service, I saw all kinds of crazy things. I saw people that went to restaurants and went to gas stations, and somebody took a picture of their credit card and used it, and their debit card. The thing is, with debit cards, it's a little harder to do, but these people have the equipment to do this. People that went and processed charges online, and that account online was hacked, and therefore the information was provided to hackers of all the credit cards that were used in that particular business. I don't know if you guys remember 2 years ago, Target had that issue. Nordstrom's had that. Pretty much every big store here in the United States had that issue. So it's not uncommon. Do you want to protect yourself against this happening? Well, there's a couple of things you can do, in my opinion. And this is my opinion. I'm not talking as an expert. You all know I'm only an expert on me. But number one, when you use your credit card at a restaurant, go with the attendant and have the credit card swiped in front of you. Number two, if you like to buy a lot of stuff online, my suggestion to you, if you have an actual credit card information, buy yourself one of those cards that you put money on them and use that. Don't use your credit card. Don't use your debit card. Get yourself oh my God, I forgot the name of the card, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about Liquid because Chase is right across the street and I see the big sign. But they all have protected. It's not protected. The word I'm looking for, secured. Secured credit cards. Get yourself a secure credit card. They sell them everywhere. Target, Walmart, wherever you want. You buy one of those, you fill it up with $100, go and do your shopping, and then that way, and the reason why I tell you $100, obviously it's going to depend on what you're going to buy, but don't put too much money on it, Because that way, if that information is compromised, your information isn't. It's just the information on that credit card. Those are the only two advices that I can give you. As far as big hackers, we have no way of protecting ourselves except for keeping an eye on all your transactions. We all have access to the internet. If you're watching this video, you have access to the internet. Then you can create an account online and watch all the transactions that happen in your account so that you don't get surprised when you try to use your card and there's a transaction that you don't recognize. Do it at least once a week and double check all your transactions. And mind you, even when I worked 4 years doing customer service, I didn't do this all the time. I do it more now than I did then. So it happens to all of us. What I'm saying is this. As far as Jackie, this is disappointing, to be honest with you. I can't believe you did this. But since you did it, and since you feel so strongly about this, the only piece of advice I can give you is don't accuse people without evidence. And if you do have the evidence, go to the police. That's the only advice I can give you. As far as the drama channel, oh, I just remember you did mention something about drama channels having naked pictures of people and whatnot. We all know that drama channels get constantly bombarded by fans who have all kinds of information on all YouTubers, and they just give them to them. So that's not necessarily the fault of the drama channel. Now, if you have evidence of a drama channel trying to extort a person by saying, well, if you don't give me this, I'm going to expose you with these, that's also a crime. And if you have evidence of that, you can call the police. That is all I have for you guys today. I am not going to talk anymore about this, but I'm also not going to close this section. Now, as you know, because I don't want misunderstandings, so long as you remain respectful, you can comment on this story. And I have no problem publishing it. But if you insult me, Jackie, the drama channel in question, or any person posting comments on this particular video, I am going to block you. I am going to erase your comment, not without first posting it on Twitter so that everybody can see why I decided to eliminate your comment from my feed. Okay? This is my channel. This is my opinions. And I love to hear everybody's opinions. And if you're respectful and you say, I respectfully disagree because of this, and this, I have absolutely no problem with you leaving a comment. But if you're going to start attacking people for things that really, according to Jackie, don't matter, then I'm going to have to block you. Thank you so much for watching and have a good night.